6, 5,
Five.
4. Engine ignition. 2, 1, 0. Relay and liftoff as the countdown to Mars continues.
On July 30th of this year, the Mars Perseverance rover launched from Cape Canaveral aboard an Atlas V rocket. It is currently in the midst of a 7th-month journey towards Mars' Jezero crater, located on the northeast side of the Syrtis Major Quadrangle. This mission is on the frontier of capabilities of scientists and engineers, and it's nothing short of incredible. Today, I want to talk about why this mission to Mars is so amazing, and what scientists hope to find once Perseverance has finally touched down on Martian soil. Perseverance will land on Mars via what is called a sky crane. It'll be on a tether, which is connected to a group of rockets that are firing up to fight gravity, slowing the descent of the rover before it touches down. Why such a complicated method to land, you might ask? Before I can answer that, we need to talk about different ways to land a spacecraft.
According to the laws of physics, all things fall under the influence of gravity at the same rate. However, here on Earth, when I drop this ball and a sheet of paper at the same time, the ball hits the ground much faster than the paper does. What's going on here? The answer has to do with the Earth's atmosphere and the shape of the paper.
When an object falls, it experiences a drag effect from the molecules in the atmosphere it displaces as it falls. Now, since the ball has a good amount of mass and a relatively low surface area, the effect is very small. But since the paper has such a large surface area and such a small mass, the drag force is significant, and its descent is noticeably slowed down. The big idea here is that Earth's atmosphere is sufficiently big that its drag force can slow down falling objects. This is the guiding principle that engineers use to safely land spacecraft returning to Earth. A large parachute is all it takes to slow the descent of a spacecraft so the astronauts inside can land safely. However, the trade-off of this is that the drag effect can be so great that it can create extremely hot temperatures, up to 1600 degrees Celsius. To compensate for this, a spacecraft needs to be equipped with a heat shield, heavy pieces of material that can withstand these extremely hot temperatures. The other way to land a spacecraft is on an object with very little to no atmosphere, like the moon. With a thin atmosphere, a parachute cannot utilize a drag force to slow down. The key to landing spacecraft on objects like these is to take advantage of the fact that a celestial body with no atmosphere tends to be small. This means that its gravitational pull will be extremely weak. Because of this, all you have to do is put a rocket on your landing module that points downward. Firing this rocket as your spacecraft is descending, as long as your spacecraft isn't too heavy, will slow down the spacecraft so it can land safely. Such a rocket is called a retro rocket. We are now ready to tackle the issue of landing on Mars. Mars' atmosphere is 100 times thinner than the Earth's. The problem with landing there is that this is still thick enough that your spacecraft needs to have heat shields. However, it is still thin enough that using a parachute will not slow down your spacecraft enough to land it safely. Mars is in a Goldilocks zone of headache. Scientists have tried to come up with all kinds of clever solutions to this conundrum, the latest of which is the sky crane. A sky crane landing involves parachutes and heat shields and retro thruster rockets. And finally, a long tether with the Perseverance rover attached to the bottom of it. It is a very chaotic landing that scientists have given a name to: 7 minutes of terror. When Perseverance finally touches down, it will land on the western side of the Jezero crater. From there, it will conduct several science experiments. Its 2 main missions will be to operate the first ever helicopter to fly on another planet, called Ingenuity. And the second is to look for fossils in the bed of the Jezero crater. It is believed that the crater was once a lake, and satellite observations have revealed that the soil most suitable to protect fossils is located in Perseverance's intended landing region. The hope is that life, if it ever existed on Mars, would have existed in the soil at that location. The Perseverance rover is a testament of the capabilities of scientific thought. This isn't the first rover humans have sent to Mars. There have been many rovers which came before, and through each collective mission, scientists have learned more and more, to the point where they are now ready to begin the first concrete search for Martian life. Perseverance itself is a fitting name, because it itself is the result of decades of research and inquisition, of discovering facts piece by piece, brick by brick, to move the collective knowledge of civilization forward. I think that Isaac Newton quote sums it up pretty well. If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants. Thanks for watching.